Okay, we just completed Chapter 4 of Call of the Sea, and now we are a fish. A beautiful pink fish woman. Pink and purple fish woman. Swimming slowly into...
I should be scared, but it's hard to explain what I feel, but it isn't fear. Not a bit.
This is where I belong. One of the creepiest things about, stories about fantastical, godlike creatures is the idea that they could change what you want. Like if someone has control over, has like some kind of magical or fantastical control over your mind, they can't just, it's not just the fact that they can do whatever they want to you. They can make you like it.
Another one of those gates, like the one I saw in the temple.
Anyway, they can make you like it. That probably creeps me out more than anything else. Not the idea of, some horrible, otherworldly being doing bad things to me, but the idea that they could do bad things to me and make me want them. That's just... that's a little much. So, Smug Rainbow Pony says, well then, don't get caught by nets and boat engines or swallow plastic bags. Yeah, I've got a whole new different set of challenges here in front of me. All right, so I can't get out of the water. This is the problem that I'm having. I mean, unless that gate right there, is there some way for me to... It looked like I couldn't climb up this. Oh, wait, it's really dark, though. Maybe there's like a ramp here that I'm not seeing. Because, I mean, it would make sense for me to be able to pass through a gate and, like, stop being a fish person, since I passed through a gate and started being a fish person. Maybe I don't want to be on the surface. Maybe there's something under the water that I need to find. It'll be just hilarious if I get stuck here the same way I got stuck in Chapter 3. And I'm just... but not stuck wandering around a shipwreck. Just stuck in a bathtub, basically. I'll have to make the... if that happens, I'll have to make the subtitle of this video be stuck in a bathtub. Or more of a jacuzzi, I guess. Ranith Cord says, being tortured and forced to like it is better than being tortured and hating it. Maybe it is. I don't know. Do I fear? I mean, I fear pain. I fear pain quite a bit. I'm not going to pretend that I'm some brave person who thinks he can handle pain. But at the same time, if the torture isn't physical, if the torture is things like, being mutated, not being a human anymore, feeling like I'm not myself anymore, it feels like even more of a violation to make me like it, because that's another way that I've been changed to no longer be myself. Come on, I could climb out of this. Like what's the deal? What's the deal here? I mean, should I fly back? By fly, I mean swim. Should I swim back through that gate I came through? That doesn't seem like it's likely to be the answer. It's the only thing that looks interactive down here. I mean, I don't see anything else that doesn't look like just like coral and sponges and seaweed and stuff. Okay, so Smug Rainbow Pony says there's another gate, and I seem to have missed it. So that one's not it. So there is... I mean, there's the gate up on the shore. I saw that, and I can't get to it. Are you saying there's... Okay, so there's the gate that I came through. There's this one that I arrived from. There's the gate up on the shore that I don't seem to be able to reach. Is there another gate that you're talking about? Because if there is, that would make sense. If there's a gate I can swim through down here that will make me emerge from that gate on the shore, that would probably be the most reasonable solution that I can imagine. But I don't see a second gate under the water, aside from just the one that I just barely swam through that had no effect. Okay, everyone's telling me there's another gate under the water, but I don't see it. Am I just unable to see? Or do you mean there's another gate in the water, like you're looking at the one on the shore and saying, hey, did you notice there's another gate? It's under the water. And that's the gate I came through, right there. So, Smoke Rainbow Pony says, you've looked at it several times by now. What? How? Where could this be? I see nothing. I just see coral and seaweed and nonsense. Like, I believe you. That is the most reasonable solution to this puzzle. But I don't see it. What are these? I don't know, little things. Okay, so Smoke Rainbow Pony says up close to the surface. Okay, so again, there's this one. Oh, what? Oh my gosh! Here's what I did. Thank you all for helping me. What I did was, the direction I swam, this underwater gate was in the same direction as the one upstairs. So I thought, when I was looking at this, I thought I was looking up through the water at the surface. But of course not. The real gate has got like dark, like banks down below it and stuff. This is not the same gate. Okay, thank you for your help. That was ridiculous. I even knew what I was looking for.
I'm back to being me.
Well, red me, I guess. Unless it's just the lighting in here. All right. Well, that silliness aside.
It's hard for me to understand how these gates work. What happens every time I cross one of them?
100 years pass. Bloop. Water flowing through this one and preventing me from. I feel like I'm dancing. I'm blue, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die. Anyway, so there's a current flowing through here that's preventing me from going further underwater. Is there anything else down here? How would I know? Because I clearly cannot see things when I'm under the water, or do not know how to interpret visuals when I'm under the water. Oh, wait, there's some kind of control here.
Another panel of this strange technology. What's it for? Something related to the currents?
Let's see here. Okay. So both of these fill something with ooze, and then it stops. So do I have to time it right? Okay, it does look like the middle. It looks like the middle got filled. Did that mean something? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so the thing I don't know is, I don't know if what I'm doing is working. That's the problem. Like, maybe this means the current goes this way, and that means like the current goes that way, Oh! I got the timing right. So wait. But because I turned it down... Oh, yeah, okay. So because I turned it downward, I'm betting that means that's causing it to flow, to continue to do the same thing. So let's flip it around again. So maybe that was a red herring, because it started in the correct position. Okay, so my timing's a little bit off. Okay. So now, bloink, it goes the other direction. I am no longer blue.
Wow.
I'm almost a little disappointed that when she talks under the water, it doesn't sound like this.
The island is pierced by underground currents.
I realize she's not actually speaking aloud. She's just, this is her internal monologue, but still. Making sure I'm not missing some important thing under here. I don't think I am. Wow, so yeah, more people from my last session of Call of the Sea have showed up, including the Tank and Kimsa Bimsa. Good to see you folks. By the way, Kimsa Bimsa, am I saying your name right? I don't usually know how to pronounce an E on the end of a name. It could be Kimsi Bimsi, it could be Kimse Bimse, it could be Kimsa Bimsa, it could be Kims Bims.
That architecture again. Where is this gate going to lead me now?
Wow, this is a big island with lots of features. Okay, so Kimsa Bimsa seems to...
What a quiet and peculiar place.
Seems to approve of my pronunciation, so I'm going to stick with it. Let's just push random buttons. Oh, that button doesn't like me. It's hiding. I don't know what I just did. I'm sure it's fine. So human handprints feels significant somehow.
I wonder who used to live here. It seems it was abandoned ages ago.
I thought those were lemons, but they're not. Alright, so there's a long path going that direction. Let's just look at all the close things first. Huh. Different markings on this one. And a dog bowl. Nice. But actually, because this is metal, it makes me think this might be Harry's. Hello? Oh, they're so shy, these buttons.
We slaves, masters have come to.
Heaven, slaves and masters and... Nicole. Wasn't Nicole in the notes?
I think it was the name of a culture that Harry was talking about. Anyway, whatever. I don't read.
Although they are the same style, these huts are much simpler than the magnificent architecture I've seen up to now.
I don't know. Making a stone structure like this, in this weird shape, stand up, I mean, that actually takes some architectural prowess.
Whoever the inhabitants were, they were living here against their will.
Ugh. But it looks like they've graffitied over the faces of their oppressors, maybe?
Someone vandalized this mural. Some hands look human, but others are amphibian hands.
Okay, so that path over there just looks like it leads to more huts. This one might lead somewhere more interesting, so I'm going to go back and hit up the hut path first. Also, yeah, it looks like there's some kind of pedestal sticking out there, so we'll do that last, and then head up the right-hand path.
Primitive bowls and plates.
Oh, maybe it's not a metal bowl. Maybe it's ceramic or something, because I haven't seen any metal, at least not to my memory, in their construction here, so that's what makes me assume metal means it comes from somewhere else. This is a very strong water effect for a room with no water in it.
Some slaves die. Some slaves now water animal.
Some slaves die.
Water animal. Is that what I am now?
Some slaves die, some slaves water animal.
It seems that each family had to agree somehow to change the water level. I'm amazed at how organized they seem to be, despite them being so primitive. Being trapped here probably made them stronger as a community.
Well, that's just your bias, lady. There's nothing about being primitive technologically that makes people socially less complex.
The inhabitants of this village lived at different altitudes. Some even lived inside the water. They used this sort of dam to lower or raise the water level.
All right. So it looks like the buttons that I've been pushing have something to do with this. Are the buttons? Yeah, the buttons are still hiding, too. Okay. So I'm inside some kind of giant machine. Oh, look! A gate down there. I'm inside some kind of giant machine. And I probably want to change the water level for some reason. And I've found 2 buttons at this level. Maybe there's a button above me and a button below me. And maybe I need to push them all in order for the water level to change? It said something about them all having to agree, right? Hey there, John Bloke. I am doing well. Thanks for joining us. So Smug Rainbow Pony was flipping out about the word primitive, too, just like I was. They're saying, primitive? Woman, have you seen the structure? The nerve of this one. Primitive. Pah! Okay, so it was fish people up here.
Fire rock falls from the sky. Awakens God. Black blood.
Okay.
Is that black blood the same thing as the black ooze?
All right, and then I come up here.
How can I explain what's happening to me? What is the meaning of all this? God's blood, transformation, eternal life. I feel like I'm going through what was written in that inscription.
Master's ritual to slaves. Black blood in eyes.
Black blood in eyes, like in the well.
I like that they've got these, like, that sort of the family crests of these different groups are all hand symbols. Because it seems like not only could you use those to, easily, with very, limited access to technology, use those to sort of mark your dwellings, use it like a flag or an insignia. You could also just make the symbol, to if you needed to somehow communicate about it or sort of show solidarity or something like that with your tribe. So that's actually it's a neat idea. Okay, so I'm going to hit all 4 buttons on the way down and then see if that changes what happens when I push that final button. And But yeah, then one thing I'm curious about is I saw that gate down below. Okay, it looks like, okay, there's a gate out of the water. I feel like I might have also seen one in the water. So I feel like that might be a thing I need to do at some point, but I don't know. I haven't seen a gate that's accessible to me here. But maybe if we change the water level, that will change. I really hope this works the way I intended to do because I don't want to run up and down these ramps again. Okay, I believe that was 4. And I think they said that there were 4. Smug Rainbow Pony says, I am on board for a gesture-based coat of arms. Itsy Boy Lewis asks, what is my worst fear? I don't know if I have a worst fear. There are so many to choose from. Yeah, I don't know. Probably humiliation. At least that's the one that's most ever present with me. I mean, certainly, like, fear of loss, of losing people that I care about. That's probably the strongest one in terms of intensity. But the fear of humiliation is one that I think about a lot more. Okay. Dang it. So now what does that mean? Okay, so it looks like they've got symbols on those big, tall columns. So maybe it's not about hitting all of the switches. Maybe it's about hitting one particular switch to request one particular water level? Maybe? Let's try hitting one particular switch and see what that does. So, white hand switch. Okay, I'm missing something. Nothing in my notes. So what does it mean that those stone columns that move they got purple twirlies? Oh, wait a minute. What? Wait, what do these markings mean? Okay, yeah, so it looks like there's like a purple twirly level. There's a full handprint level. Or maybe purple twirly just means water. Maybe that just means... Okay, so maybe we're already at handprint level. So maybe we need... Let's go grab 4 fingertips level. So let's find the 4 fingertips switch. Pull the 4... Because it could just be that the main button I keep pushing is the highest one, and so it wouldn't, or sorry, is the one that we're currently set at, and so therefore it wouldn't make a difference. So let's try that one and see if anything changes. People are judging my terminology, whether purple twirly is the correct word there. But, I mean, I don't know what else to call it. Okay. So that seems like it did nothing. So hitting... this button by itself did nothing. Hitting this button by itself did nothing. Oh, sorry, no. This button made them move, but then there wasn't a change in the water level. Or maybe, I don't know, is that the point? This made the column move. The one in there made the column hesitate. What happens if I only push one of the buttons up here? The fact that I have to run around to do this is the most annoying. Trying to see if there's any perspective I can gain on this puzzle from up here, but it doesn't seem like it. Okay, let's try red fish hands. So if I pick red fish hands... By the way, the tank points out that these homes, because they're made out of stone, they would be able to survive being submerged if that's what happens in here. Jay Abbott says, it's so peaceful and mellow down there. I almost feel like I can hear the planet breathing under the water. That's interesting. Oh, talking about being a scuba diver specifically. Yeah, okay. I thought you meant in this level, but I think it sounds like you're saying in real life, being down there under the water feels really cool. All right, so the only one that moves it so far. I mean, unless there's something magical and different that's going to happen if I hit the last one. The only one that moves it by itself is if I hit this first button over here. I wonder if maybe changing the... Because I hit all 4 of them that didn't seem to do anything. Maybe you have to start with the current water level and then select the new one you want? I feel like I hit these 2 in the same order before. Let me... So I hit the one for the current water level, the one that does cause the columns to move. Now I'm going to hit red hands up here and see if that means something. I'm probably just spinning my wheels. If you guys see any places where I have just failed to explore and there might be a hint available to me, I am open to that. I really don't want this to be like Chapter 3 was yesterday, where I'm just like running around missing a vital clue. I mean, again, like we've seen that there are clearly gates and things down at the water level. Maybe there's a route down to the water level that lets me do more stuff, and I just haven't discovered it yet. Because this is not the kind of game where you can just walk off cliffs. Your movements are pretty constrained. That puts an added burden on the developers to communicate with you about where you can go. Okay, so it moves. Okay, so we're kind of getting nowhere. There's a gate. Oh, wait. There's a... Oh, wait. That looks like... That might be a route down to the water. Hold on. Did I miss an entrance? It's not crazy to think I might have. Telly suggests that when the water rises, that gate might be underwater. That could easily be the case. Aha! Yeah, so this is the same problem that I ran into in Chapter 3. Like, all of this sort of impassable territory around me, this thing looked impassable to me. It looked like it was just part of the wall. And so I just focused on the ramp that was clearly visible. But this could have used some light emanating from it or something to call my attention to it. This is a route. At least I was in a position to sort of look around and see that it existed. So, okay, so now I'm down here.
There are some hand marks made with pigments. I wonder if they mean something. I better draw them just in case.
Okay. So this is what I couldn't see. The fact that they are in a certain order going up the columns. So that's why when I start with the white hands, it moves. But the other ones are all wrong. I never did white hands, whatever you want to call this shape, fish hands, and then fingertips. I'll call this orifice. All right, so let's head back up. There's not a way to cross. Yeah, okay, so let's head back up. I'm still in human mode. So we've still got folks talking about scuba diving in the chat, and folks are saying that some of them, once this pandemic is over or stabilized, they'd really like to go to places like Florida and do some scuba diving. I've never done scuba diving. It's kind of intimidating to me. I think you guys are asking about my fears. One of my fears is having a much larger is being in the water with a much larger and more comfortable animal that can do whatever it wants to me because I'm under the water. Shark, dolphin, whale. The whole idea of being in the water at the same time as a whale fills me with dread. So, in fact, one idea that I had for a long time, for like back when I went to film school and I wanted to make movies for a living. There was an idea I had for a movie I wanted to do that couldn't really be made now because they've already made the Europa Report and there's a lot in common between the two. But I wanted to do a movie about a trip to Europa and cracking under the ice and exploring sort of the liquid water that's sort of under the surface of that moon. And this was the aperture, right? Right? Oh, wait a minute. Yes, this is aperture. Okay, cool. I decided to call it aperture, not orifice, because it's a little bit more respectful. But then I wanted to have there be just some idea of someone in a flimsy astronaut suit swimming under the surface of an alien world. And then there's some kind of leviathan under the water that is there with them. And they're stranded and alone and they can't go anywhere. And there's just something much larger than them that belongs there when they don't. What am I doing? Fingertips are last. I skipped the red button. The tank suggests that Subnautica might involve that experience. You're right. Maybe that's a subtle subconscious reason why I've been avoiding playing Subnautica. I've got it. I actually do intend to stream it one of these days. Because I played it a little bit in very early access, and I think it was when it was early enough that there were some things were tuned wrong, and I really couldn't. I ended up with my little pod floating far away from its starting position, and I just couldn't accomplish anything. And so, I was like, this game's still in early access. I'll come back to it later, but I still haven't come back to it. So I've got it on Game Pass now, and so I actually fully intend at some point to start over from the beginning and experience Subnautica the way that it is now. But maybe there is a little bit of a subtle fear there where, being stranded in the water with a giant alien creature is not exactly my favorite idea. But I also like it at the same time. I like it with a sort of fascinated feel. All right, let's see if I did this right. Oh, and it looks like we've got some buttons, so I can hit at least one of those buttons. Let's head down there. Monster Man 32 says that I should come to Scotland and see Nessie. Yeah, sure. I used to when I was a kid, I used to watch this this dinosaur documentary. It was hosted by Christopher Reeve before he had his accident. And it was fascinating. I watched it a million times as a kid. One of the things they called out in that thing was like, could the Loch Ness Monster be a plesiosaur? Look at this picture. And I loved the idea of the Loch Ness Monster being a surviving dinosaur. I thought that was great. I was also very young.
This civilization used these devices to raise and lower the water level. It's impressive.
Okay. So lowering the water level means that now I can walk to this. I mean, come on. I could have also swum to this. Whatever. So now... Fish person! So what? Wow, okay. Much larger fish space to explore this time than usual, which means much more potential for me to miss things. Part of what you're hearing is my swimming. Part of what you're hearing is my stomach rumbling. Whenever we're done with this section, I should probably go get a snack. Oh, they even graffitied these things underwater. Wow, that took probably some effort. Okay, so we've got a little current
This
generators.
underwater town is a beautiful place, but it has also seen a lot of suffering. All the island is that way. Beautiful but dangerous. The danger does not seem to affect me, though.
Okay, we got a picture of fish people swimming around under the surface. So is there a reason why we've got these guys? We don't seem to have any directional controls. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm bouncing off this one. Interesting. So do I have directional controls for this? Is there somewhere... maybe on one of these columns? Let me know if you see anything like the directional controls that I had for the previous gate like these. It seems like maybe what I want to do is swim through these rings in a certain order so that I end up in a certain place going at a certain velocity. I don't know if that's true. Oh, wait. Oh! Underwater fish house.
We know not now. We all water animal. We live forever.
So these creatures are immortal?
Interesting. Ah, what's this? Oh, this one has got directional controls. And then what did that button I pushed just do? I didn't understand. Oh, I think I get it. It wasn't very clear. Oh yeah, so right now there's no white light down there. Let's push this button again. Okay, yeah, so something opens. So I have to use these gates to get down there fast enough before the timing puzzle goes away. Okay, so we gotta flip this one around. So we want it to go this way. All right, so yeah, flips are. Ooh, I like that. I didn't notice that with the previous one, that it has the little arrows that flip around. So that takes me through here, but then this one rebuffs me. Oh, wait, how did I miss that before? I was specifically looking for this. Whatever. And whoosh. And whoosh. All right, cool. I think we've got it solved. Let's go to the top and make sure that's true. I think Ivuki is making fun of me by referring to this as a speed run. Oh, wait, before I do that, what's in here? Interesting. So I'm up here, but I can't do anything. Why does this spot exist? Maybe it's going to be important later. Oh, right. Yeah, Ivuki says that this section is more like, it is like a speedrun section itself. That makes sense. I thought you were joking about the fact that it was taking me so long to realize that there were controls on the gates.
Ah, I made it.
Okay. I'm so happy that I made it into this room. Oh, here we go.
My illness has kept me from being happy. What I feel now is the complete opposite of being sick. I feel full of life and energy, even better than before my illness.
Ah, gate. Monster Man is suggesting that Nessie might be a giant eel. That if there, that if there are genuine stories that are, drawn from reality of there being a monster in that lake, an eel would claim. Eels are, native to that area, so that would make perfect sense. Okay, so I've got access to the water button over here. I'm assuming this would raise the water again. Before I mess with that, though, I want to see what going this direction looks like. I wonder if this tunnel is related to the tunnel that I got stuck in before.
If I enter the water now, I'll be soaked. Being me, I mean, it's hard to explain this, even to myself.
I think
if I enter the water now, I'll be soaked.
Hey, you just said that.
I mean...
Stop it.
It's hard to explain this, even to myself.
Okay, so I think that was the pool I emerged from before when I was swimming. So, if I change the water level now, maybe I can swim back through that? To what end, I wonder? I don't know. Oh no, I'm lowering it further. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Now the water level is really low, so I can access that tunnel.
Okay, yeah. Why do I want to, though? At least I assume that was the same tunnel I was in before. Maybe it's not. Raneth Court is reminding me that if I enter that tunnel, I'll be soaked.
These creatures lived like slaves. All their lives imprisoned and tortured in this place. Was it possible to live a decent life in here? If you've lived all your life in a prison, how would you know that you are a prisoner?
Jay Abbott is remarking on how fantastical and mysterious the atmosphere of this game is, and I agree. Okay, so here's the spot where I was doing the speed run before. Doesn't seem like it would be very relevant now. Wait, what was that? Is that a thing I could have examined before? Huh. Oh. And a maybe broken one of these? Wait, how did I... Is this really the same switch? Man, I'm so unobservant. How did I miss this before?
Now I can enter this tunnel.
Oh, okay, so I get it. This tunnel was blowing outwards when it was underwater, and it had a broken control, which means I couldn't change it. I didn't notice that before. I didn't realize I was restricted that way, but now I can travel through it. So cool. You know, I give Nora crap for saying doing things like calling other societies primitive, things like that. But at the same time, she's actually remarkably progressive in her perspective for someone from the 1930s. So we should give her a little bit of credit. She would have been raised with very regressive attitudes, and you know, the fact that she's feeling compassion for the people who live here is probably to her credit. Who used to live here, I should say. Okay, so we got another outflow. I kind of feel like they could have changed up this puzzle a little bit. It feels a little bit like playing the Witness if every Witness puzzle was the same.
This current is quite strong. I wonder where it will take me.
Ivuki says puzzle is a strong word. Yeah, maybe so. It was a puzzle the first time I did it. Once I knew how it worked, though, not so much. Still not controlling myself. Ah, what's that? Oh, okay, it's just a squid. Just a squid? Okay, cool. You know, just a nightmare monster from reality instead of a nightmare monster from fantasy. Ivuki says it looks hungry.
That was quite a ride. It's over now.
She says it's over now, so I don't just sit here holding my controller off to the side and not doing anything. Where am I? Okay. There's a gate, which means I can probably get out. And nothing else I can do up here. So, whoa! Ah! Hello. I guess there's a gate. I am starving. After we finish this chapter, I'm definitely getting some food.
Someone set up camp in here.
Harry?
Looks like a means of transportation to get to that sanctuary.
These little starbursts look familiar to me. Oh, I see something like this all the time in the vaults in Immortals Phoenix Rising. Okay, so it could go up that way. Actually, yeah, this looks like it's a dead end. So let's... Dead ends first. Always do the quick dead ends first.
Seems to show two possible courses of action. One means transformation, and the other means... death?
Oh, well, let's do the first one. Alright, so over here, some kind of technology thingy.
This panel looks different from the others. It's much more elaborate.
Okay, here we go. This is where they get confusing. Let's not do this yet. Let's get the lay of the land first, even if it means crawling up and down a ladder.
is this? This... Oh my god. Did I almost forget about Harry?
My dear old pal. It's only Cass and me now. I have much to thank her for, even if our friendship is worn thin due to hunger and fatigue. If she hadn't insisted so much, we'd never have convinced Aotearoa. He guided us as we followed the river down from the mountain peak. And that's how we found this entrance. And the mural. Maybe I can't undo what's happening to you, Nora, but I think I can try to become like you. The original inhabitants of this island took slaves to a sanctuary. And there, they performed a ritual. Aotearoa said the ritual was madness, and he didn't want any part of it. He and Cass argued, violently. When we woke up the next morning, he had left. I know it sounds strange, but you have to trust me, my love. I know this is going to work, and we can be together. You understand what that means, don't you, Nora? We have a second chance. With more love than ever, Harry.
Harry? What ritual are you talking about? Why on earth would you want to become like me? Please don't be a fool. You don't even know if that ritual of yours is going to work.
And they've set it up so that I can see that the ritual could either result in transformation or death, and I don't know which one happened to Harry. So that's interesting. John Bloke asked me if I'm going to be having fish when I eat. No, I don't think we have any fish in our house. I would totally do that, though, just to honor the game. What I'm probably going to have is leftover pasta from yesterday, because that's what I do. I tend to just make really weird pasta dishes and then keep them for days and just keep eating them over a long period of time. So Jay Abbott is asking if I've got some way for people to donate to my stream, or funnel money to me somehow. Really, I don't on purpose. Actually, like I want this stream to always be a sort of a casual thing that I do as a hobby. I don't want it to start becoming a financial concern to me. So I haven't even figured out how money works when it comes to things like YouTube or Patreon or whatever monetization options Twitch has. I haven't even looked into it because that's not why I do this. I've already got a job that I'm doing pretty well at, and so I don't want to be sort of like trying to extract more money from people who for instance play State of Decay 2. They've already paid for that game. They're already paying for Game Pass, a lot of them, and so the last thing I need to do is sort of try to capitalize on that to get cash for myself. So the thing is, you are still benefiting me, like as a member of my audience. Just having you there, talking to me, or even just knowing that you're there, even if you are not one of the people who interacts with me in the chat or leaves comments, though please do if you would like, you're still helping me a ton, because the reason why I do this is because I want to get as much out of the games that I play as I possibly can. And playing a game in front of an audience that I'm discussing it with makes me notice things better, and it makes me more analytical. It makes me better at learning things from games. And so you are actually helping me. You're making me better at my job by being there, and especially by interacting with me and participating in the stream. You are benefiting me in a way that is kind of aside from money. You're making me better at my job, and being better at my job is going to be good for me financially, and so like even if you do want to feel like you're contributing to me in some sort of I don't know, tangible way, you actually are. You're a couple steps removed from it, and so you don't feel it necessarily, but you are making a difference. So, okay, I've interacted with this thing, and I think it's broken. No! No! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no. I think I might have hit a bug. Ah! Okay. I don't have the option to I could save. I can't save the game. Yeah, this is awkward. Okay, I think exit to main menu is my only option here. I'm hoping that it was auto-saving along the way. Let's see where we are. At least it doesn't let me save while in a broken state. That's a good thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I apparently didn't lose much. Should I try this again? Here we go.
My dear old pal. It's only Cass and me now.
Okay, so this is
I have
the thing
much
I already
to thank
did.
her for.
Dang
even
it.
If our
Dang
friendship
it.
is worn thin due to hunger and fatigue. If she hadn't insisted so much, we'd never have convinced Tearoa. He guided us as we followed the river down from the mountain peak. And that's how we found this entrance. And the mural. Maybe I can't undo what's happening to you, Nora, but I think I can try to become like you. The original inhabitants of this island took slaves to a sanctuary. And there, they performed a ritual. Tearoa said the ritual was madness, and he didn't want any part of it. He and Cass argued, violently. When we woke up the next morning, he had left. I know it sounds strange, but you have to trust me, my love. I know this is going to work, and we can be together. You understand what that means, don't you, Nora? We have a second chance. With more love than ever, Harry.
Harry? What ritual are you talking about? Why on earth would you want to become like me? Please don't be a fool. I don't even know if that ritual
What
of
did I
yours
miss?
is going to work.
Okay, not interacting with that ever again. What else do we have? Oh no.
Somebody painted these symbols on the wall.
Okay, good to know.
You followed the river from the temple summit, and it took you some days to find this entrance.
All right.
A sanctuary? Harry, was that where you went?
The masters brought their slaves to a sanctuary by boat in order to perform the final stage of the ritual.
Oh dear, poor people. Is this why I'm changing too?
It seems that the sanctuary was when the final stage of the ritual took place.
So the guide left the expedition. That would explain the workshop on the white sand beach, where I arrived.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so they're actually tying things back to the very beginning of the game here. All right. Monsieur Everhart and Madame Ward. We've had plenty of death on this island. I helped you as long as I could, but I won't be an accomplice to this ritual madness. I'm returning to the white sand beach to build a raft and leave this maudite île. I'll be back there if you change your minds, but I won't wait too long. Maru, Roa, and au revoir, Tearoa. Okay. Cool, I'm glad he was smart. He's just like, okay, you guys do whatever you want. I am out of here. All right, so it looks like this. Okay, so they got...
The sun is setting. It is so beautiful.
I was wondering how they were going to represent Harry having come this way to get in, since he couldn't open the other door. Come this way to get in, but wouldn't then give me an egress. They did it by having him jump down from a ladder. Oh, that is a very placid ocean. Interesting how the reflection works there. Huh. It only reflects a part of the sun that's on my screen. This is kind of like how those motes only... no, it's almost the opposite, actually, of how those motes popped in and out as I was looking at them. That is so fascinating. So I'm betting that basically this is like to save on like render time. That rather than modeling like modeling the reflection from the actual sun as it exists in sort of this modeled world, they're only having it reflect the parts of the sun that are actually rendered on the screen, which is probably cheaper, but also looks really weird when I look at it this way. But, okay, that's fine. Probably worth it to keep performance good. Monster Man's like, let's just go to the boat. No, I think he left out with the. I think Tearoa left in a raft. I don't think he left us a boat. But wait, I guess I probably have a boat, right? I don't even know.
Harry, that look on your face. You look deranged. They seem to loathe each other. She doesn't seem to care much about Harry. And she doesn't seem to be thinking straight either.
Harry's mental decline is more evident with each day. But today he said he found out some place to carry out some ritual. I have to get to the bottom of this. I have to keep doing what I've been doing up to now. Listen to what he has to say and go along with him. I can't stand him, but I have to tread lightly, because it's only him and me now. And the Black Ichor. Ah, that really sucks that she feels so... that Cass feels so helpless. Boat? Transportation? Okay. So yeah, I'm glad that I came up here because I've got a bunch of notes now. And those are probably going to be valuable. Okay, yeah, so I already know these. Okay, so I'm betting that those symbols are going to become valuable on the other side of whatever that timing puzzle lets me do. So let's go back down there and make this happen. Ivuki said it would be interesting to have an alternate ending where I just leave by their ladder and that's it. I'm just like, you know what? Never mind. Not doing this. All right.
This panel looks different from the others. It's much more elaborate.
Okay, my gut instinct tells me that the order is this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, I need to do the last... I almost had it right. This one, this one, this one, and this one.
This must be my transportation to the sanctuary.
Whoa, that was a fast boat. Boat's just like... I'm kind of surprised there wasn't more of a wake. Wait a minute. What if I had not gone up there and gotten those symbols? Would I have to take this boat ride again? Oh, interesting. Would I have had to take that this boat ride again to come back and get them? I'm really glad that I did this. John Bloke says, sorry, all this talk of food's made me hungry. Catch you soon. Yeah, if this is a new chapter break, I might go up and grab a snack too. We'll see. Sunken. You have completed Chapter 5. Notice how few people have gotten this far in the game? It's not because I'm clever, it's because this game is on Game Pass, and so a lot more people are trying the game than are actually interested in seeing where it goes. Falgoffen!
It all makes sense. Nothing bad is going to happen to me here, as menacing as this place might look. The island, the ooze, those sea creatures. They're just defending themselves, like a wild animal against an unknown threat.
Okay, great. Anyway, thank you for joining me for Chapter 5. I'm hungry, so I'm going to go upstairs, I'm going to grab a bite to eat, and depending on what's going on upstairs, if there's a bunch of child chaos, I might need to stay and save Chapter 6 for another day. If it looks like things are stable upstairs, I will come back, and, well, I'm coming back either way, but I will come back and continue playing. So, in the meantime, though, let's wrap up the video of Chapter 5. You can subscribe, or you can not, and that's fine too. And the thing you definitely don't need to do is give me any money.